Hey everyone, Zach here, aka Crazy. Welcome back to Doki Literature Club. Last time, over the past 3 episodes, we started day 2 and we hung out with Natsuki. There was some closet chaos, also there was some cookie chaos, but that was unrelated, I'm sure. We presented poems, Yuri didn't like ours very much, and we did some practice for the festival. I think that about sums it up. This time, I'm gonna continue day 2, but on another route, and let's go ahead and hang out with Yuri, because I feel bad for kind of shutting her out this time. So, Yuri, disoriented, anxiety, incapable, melancholy, lust, there we go, vivid, vertigo, effulgent, contamination, extreme, unrequited. Oh, Sarah, you get out of here. Intellectual, imagination, tenacious. Yuri is a Jack Black fan, I'm sure. Extraordinary. That's Sayori, really? Okay. Fickle. Infinite. Vitality, ambient, yeah, determination, let's go. All right. Okay, we've already been through this scene here. Hey, look, it's the cookie scene again, because, you know, we sure love that. Hey, Yuri. I suddenly noticed that Yuri is reading a different book from the one we've been reading together. You harlot! How dare you! This is the one we're meant to read! Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. No. I was kind of just waiting for you. If that's the case, why don't we go ahead and get started? Yes, let's. Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first? Not at all. Thanks very much. If there's one thing that can make my reading time here any better, it's a nice cup of tea. Not to mention for yourself as well. Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet. I follow and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf, the kind with a filter inside. Can you hold this for a second? Sure. 1. Yuri hands me the water pitcher and also fetches an electric kettle. I'm gonna plug this in at the teacher's desk, and then we'll go get some water. She walks past me and sets the kettle down on the teacher's desk. I simply watch her movements. To my surprise, the way she moves really contrasts her speaking mannerisms. Especially because of her long legs. Alright, dude. Yuri appears elegant and methodical. Okay, may I have the water pitcher? Thanks, I'll be right back. I might as well walk with you. Yeah, why not? Shall we go then? Yeah. Where are you two off to? Yuri was going to make some tea, so I suddenly realized how weird it sounds to explain this to Monica. We're just filling the water pitcher. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was just a bit curious. It's kind of a one-person job, isn't it? Wow, that's subtle, Monica. That's... Monica, please mind your own business for once. Or do you want to tell me there's something wrong with helping involve Crazy in club activities? Damn, Yuri, way to get a backbone. Hell yeah, let's go. Line. My mouth gapes. I suppose there's nothing wrong with that. Then let's go, Crazy. Go crazy! Go crazy! Okay, that's stupid. Yuri quickly exits the room and I follow. Once in the hallway, she suddenly puts her forehead against the wall. I spoke without thinking. How could I say something like that? Yuri? Something about the way she said that. It made me feel so irritated. What's wrong with me? No, Yuri. I think you did the right thing. I wasn't expecting it, but it's also not right for Monica to judge people like that. Crazy, how come even when I do something bad, you're being nice to me? Because nothing that you do is as bad as you make it seem in your head. Nobody's perfect. We have emotions and we can't always hide them away. But you always amplify things in your head. I hate to admit it, but I'm kind of the same way. I always think something is worse in my head than it actually is in reality. I hate that. Your mind turns a light rain shower into a hurricane. No. Wouldn't you hate me for something as terrible as that? Why would I hate you? I can't hate someone for having emotions. What kind of friend would do that? I don't know. Friend, you say? Yuri lifts her head. Crazy? I really like being friends with you. Thanks, Yuri. I like being friends with you too. I feel kind of awkward saying something like that, but I'm doing my best to help Yuri feel better. Anyway. Yeah. Shall we go? Yeah. Yuri and I walk to the nearest water fountain. Once we fill up the water pitcher, we return to the classroom. Crazy, do you like oolong tea? Yeah. Anything is fine. Very well. Yuri sets the temperature on the kettle to 200 degrees. Now it's time to get the teapot. Short and stout. You really do this properly, don't you? Of course. I shouldn't do any less when I'm making tea for others. Even if I'm not an expert on tea or anything? Hoo-hoo, I'm an owl, once again. In that case, you'll only be even more impressed. Perhaps I will. Yuri fetches the teapot and begins measuring the tea leaves. To my surprise, she even starts humming a little to herself. It kinda sounds a little bit like... You must be in a good mood now. Is that so? I was letting it show. And you noticed. I was doing a bit of thinking, and I decided that I would try expressing myself a little bit more. Turns out it's not very hard for me to do. When it's you who's around, anyway. That's great, Yuri. Just don't push yourself too much. You're always worrying about me, Crazy. It's very endearing. Yuri wasn't kidding. I don't even know if I can keep up with this. I watch Yuri pour a cup of tea for each of us. Crazy, I have another request. Do you mind if we sit on the floor today? Why's that? It's a little bit easier on my back. I can read with my back against the wall rather than bending over at my desk. Sorry, I didn't realize. No worries. I just have back pain fairly regularly, so I do my best to manage it. Is that so? I wonder why that is. It's most likely because your posture, right? Always hunched over like that while reading? Yes. I have terrible reading posture. So that's why we should sit on the floor. Fair enough. There's kind of a split on what people take that line to mean. It's like there's one hand where the MC is just like playing along, or like he knows what they actually mean by posture, and he's just like kind of playing along. Or on the other hand, maybe MC really is that dense. But I like to imagine that. I mean, either way is kind of funny to me. Fair enough. I'll go ahead and get the book. I retrieve the book from my bag. I have some chocolate as well. Chocolate, hell yeah. It's a bag of small chocolate candies that I kept hidden from Sayori's candy radar. Her candar, if you will. Did I really just say that? I did just say that. I take it since it'll go well with the tea. Yuri and I then sit against the wall, teacups at our sides. As if in sync, we assume the same reading position as last time, each holding one half of the book. Except this time, our bodies are even closer to each other. I can't see too well. Yuri slides closer until our shoulders are touching. How am I supposed to focus on reading like this? Yuri was always kinda cute, but when she's being less apprehensive, it's almost more than I can handle. Yeah, okay, get a grip of yourself, dude. Your teacup. Yuri hands me my teacup. Holding it with my hand that's not holding the book, I end up in a position that makes it even harder to focus. Because now I need to worry about making sure I don't accidentally touch her chest. Meanwhile, Yuri hasn't noticed a single thing. She wears her intense reading expression, and I can only presume the world around her has faded away. I use all of my willpower to focus on reading. ... After a few minutes, I finally manage to relax a little. I put the teacup between my legs and fumble with the chocolate wrapper. Ah, sorry. I briefly let go of the book to finish opening the wrapper. You can have as much as you want. Ah, that's okay. I won't take any. Are you sure? Well, if I touch it, then it might get smudges on the pages. Ah, you're right. I didn't even think about that. My bad. No need to apologize. I'll hold the book, okay? Are you sure? Of course. Oh, this is a very nice CG, isn't it? Yuri opens the book with both hands. She holds it so that I don't have any harder of a time reading from it. But as a result, her left arm is practically resting on top of my leg. My leg! Well, in that case, Yuri is already totally focused on reading again. I take a chocolate candy and pop it into my mouth. Then I take another chocolate and eat it! And I hold it up to Yuri. She doesn't even look away from the book. She simply parts her lips as if the situation was completely natural. But that means I can't stop here. I love how the stars in the background are going through Yuri's hair. Like, I apprehensively place the chocolate in her mouth. Oh, and she's got a chocolate dangling from her mouth there. That's cool. Just like that, Yuri closes her lips over it. Yuri's expression suddenly breaks. Did I just... Yuri looks at me like she needs to confirm what just happened. Crazy. Sorry. I guess I shouldn't have done that. Ah, that's... Well... You were just helping. That's something that friends do. Right? I mean... Not really in this kind of context, but... Yeah. That's all it was. Yeah. Then... You don't need to stop or anything. I see. The situation has gotten really tense. Yuri tries to return to the book. But I can tell just by her expression that even she can't focus now. My heart is pounding. I nervously take another chocolate between my fingers. But this time, Yuri's eyes meet mine. How did it even come to this? Yuri doesn't avert her gaze. I notice her chest rising and falling to the rhythm of her breaths. I raise my arm. Ah! Like before, Yuri parts her lips. But it's different this time. I take the chocolate and place it in her mouth. I feel her hot breath on my fingers. Okay, everyone, I think that's enough of that shit. Ooh, Yuri jolts back. It's time to share poems. Crazy, you can help put Yuri away the tea wait, no. Crazy, you can help Yuri put away the tea stuff, right? Yeah, of course. Okay, thanks. The spell is abruptly broken. I'll take care of the cups. Yeah. Yuri picks up the teacups from the floor. I pick up the bag of chocolates. But what about the books? The books! In the end, we hastily clean up without so much as a word between us. I get the feeling this is something neither of us will have the courage to bring up. Alright, it is poem presenting time. Let's see what Natsuki says about our two Yuri poems here. Well, I can admit that it's better than the last one. It's nice to see that you're putting in some effort. That's good. But I still don't like this at all. It's trying too hard to be serious. Huh? What do you mean by that? Poems don't need to be all deep-sounding to express something. It's gonna just sound like you're forcing it unless you really don't suck at it. Honestly, don't bother trying to write poems like this until you're on Yuri's level. Natsuki stopped short all of a sudden. Don't tell me. Huh? You're not just trying to impress Yuri, are you? What are you talking about? And keep your voice down. You know Yuri would love this angsty... Hey, just because she's a talented writer doesn't mean... Ugh. Looks like I'm in trouble. I somehow struck a nerve, though what I did is beyond me. I am so done with you. Natsuki shoves the poem I handed her back over to me. Take your stupid poem. If you wrote it for someone else, just don't show it to me. Ouch. This is what I get for letting a younger girl step into my business. Unless I was a mind reader, I was destined to be in a world of pain from the start. At least Natsuki wasn't really the girl I was trying to impress in the first place. Yeah, Natsuki and Yuri are total opposites. You can't really write 2 poems for each of them, and then... Yeah, we're pretty much locked out of pursuing Natsuki any further here. Let's see what Sayori says. It looks like it's just the exact same. Alright. Monica? Wow, look at all that text I skipped. How's the writing going? Alright, I guess. I'll take that. Oh, yeah, that's right, because, she read our poem for Natsuki, and it has different... Okay, I get it now. As long as it's not going bad, I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. I wouldn't count on that. You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today? Sure, here you go. I give my poem to Monica. Alright, this one's good. Feels like you're not only getting more comfortable with your style, but the imagery is better than the last one I read. Just wondering, have you been finding inspiration in Yuri's writing style? I guess so. You can't deny that she's talented. Yeah, totally. I think her poems are the most romantic. That's the best way to describe it. She's like a totally different person when she picks up a pen. I noticed that too. Or when she's talking about literature, it's like a light turns on inside her. Sadly, it's hard to get much personal conversation out of her. Trust me, I've tried. Who knows what goes on in that head of hers? I hope you don't mean that in a bad way. Yeah, sure. No, of course not. I just meant that I wish she didn't keep so much to herself. But still, defending her like that, you must be pretty into her. What? You completely misunderstood. Calm down, I'm kidding. Besides, I'm pretty sure she's already got a boyfriend. Wait, really? Yeah, a fictional one anyway. Ah, Monica, you're so rude. You're so rude! Yeah, she totally has a real boyfriend from Canada, you know. Monica kind of whispers that last part to me. It's just a hunch, but... Well, there's not really anything wrong with that. Oh, well, I know. I was just saying. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Alright, let's take a look. Oh, she still wants to be saved. Interesting. She still wants to be saved and loaded. Interesting. Alright. Last but not least, Yuri. Let's see what you've written for today. It sucks, I hate it. Yuri stares at the poem with a surprised expression on her face. Do you like it? Crazy. This one might be even better than yesterday's. How did you even pick up on this so quickly? Just yesterday, I was telling you the kind of techniques worth practicing. Yeah, but I feel like you were kind of finding an excuse to tell us about the kind of techniques worth practicing, because you liked our poem, but then also kind of went into that tangent anyway. I guess you were like programmed to, but I don't know. Maybe that's why. You did a good job explaining. I really wanted to try giving it more imagery. Yuri visibly swallows. Even her hands appear sweaty. Knees weak, mom's spaghetti.
I'm not used to this.
Used to what?
To Mom's spaghetti. I don't know.
It's fine, take your time. Yuri breathes and collects her thoughts. I know that Yuri likes to think before she speaks, so I offer that patience to her.
Yeah, just being appreciated like this, I guess. It probably sounds really stupid, but seeing someone motivated by my writing, it just makes me really happy.
Are you saying you've never shared your writing before? Wait, hasn't that already been established? Yuri nods. Really? I don't believe it. I'm pretty sure the whole point of us sharing poems was specifically because Natsuki and Yuri have never shared before. I don't know.
I really only write for myself. And besides, people would just laugh at me.
Do you really think that? Again, Yuri nods. Huh. Even your close friends? Yuri doesn't respond to that. I wonder why. Anyway, do you want to share the poem you wrote today?
Yeah, I do. If it's with you.
All right. We actually did not get to read this one yesterday because we were locked out of it. But anyway, here is Yuri's poem, The Raccoon.
It happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an unordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences. Well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity, the raccoon, an urge. The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light off of my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread, fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited. Or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood, classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread, and I feed myself again.
Interesting choice of words here. I wonder what the raccoon is a metaphor for.
I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's.
I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about. It's about a raccoon, obviously.
That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style, using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them.
Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean.
Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies. See, I really like to slice bread. It's those sort of things I'm usually forced to keep to myself. So I sometimes enjoy writing about them.
Why do you keep them to yourself?
Because people think it's weird to eat sliced bread all the time. They're embarrassing, and people would make fun of me. They would say things like, "Hey, look at that purple-haired girl who likes to eat bread." So weird, right? Don't you have anything like that crazy?
No, not at all. Well, yeah, I guess I do.
I feel like everyone has a little something like that. The best we can do is respect each other and our individualities, even if it's difficult sometimes, and some things make us uncomfortable. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I used to get very insecure that people would think I was weird, but like, look, I have a YouTube channel where I say really weird stuff, and I'm like, I'm proud of it. I wear it on my sleeve. Unless I'm joking, of course, but like, you know, I would hope some of those jokes are obvious.
I might be ranting a little bit now, but I'm glad that you're a good listener. You're good at a lot of things. Writing, listening. There really aren't many people like you, Crazy.
That's exaggerating a little bit.
It's just how I feel. I never thought I would feel so comfortable sharing my writing. But now, I almost feel like I look forward to it. It's just a really nice feeling. And you're to thank for that.
It's nothing, really. Yuri smiles sincerely at me. For just a moment, her timidness seems to disappear. Okay, and I think from there, it just plays the poem practice scene, and I think there's one change after this. Yeah, it gives us the option to walk with Yuri instead of Natsuki. Normally, I would still pick the Sayori option, but just out of curiosity, I kind of want to read what it would say if I pick Yuri. So let's see what happens. Walking home with Yuri, huh? Why does the thought of that make my heart pound? I mean, given how hard it is for her to socialize, I would feel awful turning her down, so... Isn't she so beautiful and smart? That has nothing to do with what I just said. Ah, you admitted it! Jeez. There's not even any point in speculating something that's never going to happen. Well, maybe. But I just like to think about it. It's not long before you won't need me anymore, you know? Need you? Sayori? I can't figure out how you're seeing things in your head right now. Sorry. Everyone is different. Nobody in the club is a replacement for you. If you say so. The conversation trails off, and I'm left feeling awkward. But it was kind of her fault for trapping me with such a weird question. I can't just lie to her. But if there's something that makes her happy, I would hate to take that away from her. That's why I said there's no point in speculating. Then again, the festival is only a few days away. Who knows what'll happen in that time. Alright, gonna save there. While I'm at it, I'm actually kind of curious what would have happened if I'd said Natsuki that one time. I think this was the Natsuki route. Wait, no. Load, there we go. So I'm just gonna skip this for a second. Okay, I went ahead and skipped up to this option back in the Natsuki route now, because I'm sure there are some people that are curious what would have happened if I had said I would walk home with Natsuki. So let's see what happens here. Walking home with Natsuki, huh? Why does the thought of that make my heart pound? I mean, I think I would be afraid of what she'd do to me if I turned her down. Isn't she so cute and fun to be around? That has nothing to do with what I just said. Ah, you admitted it. Okay, is this the same text here? Okay, yeah. Alright, so that's it. Okay, well, I think with that, we're going to go ahead and end there. Next time, we're going to be doing Sayori's scene, so yeah, fun times at the Literature Club, always. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Take care.